Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cuptalk show. I'm your host, Adia Rachel, and today I'm privileged to have a wonderful guest who is going to eventually introduce herself. I know you're asking, what is Cuptalk about? Well, it is the show that is made for the youth, by the youth, to inspire, motivate, and enable you guys make better, healthy life choices. Enough with me talking. I'm going to let our guest introduce herself and we shall be able to get back to today's agenda. So please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Rachel. My name is Nawanyaga Gloria. I am a young person born and living with HIV. I am an HIV advocate at the global level. I am also a human rights lawyer and the founder of GILO, Young Posters Foundation, which is a youth-led charity organization that empowers, equips, and educates young people, both living and affected with HIV, to improve on their livelihoods and well-being. I also have a band which is called the Y Plus Music Band, and we use music to do edutainment to promote a positive impact in our societies.
Wow. She clearly has a very heavy CV.
No,
it is really heavy. Oh my God, you've mentioned a band, an NGO, a human rights advocate. Clearly, you have a lot on your hands, and we're so privileged to have you in the show.
Pleasure is mine.
So I'm going to let you briefly introduce yourself to the viewers out there so that at least they can be able to learn a thing or two about you.
I think I've introduced myself.
You can. Let's go to education background, where you studied from, how you got to where you are, something like that.
Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm a human rights lawyer.
Yes.
And right now pursuing my bar course.
Yes.
For my law degree.
Yes.
And my journey has really been long. I don't know where to start from.
From the beginning.
I don't know where to start from. But at the age of 11, I got to know about my HIV status. And that was because of me continuously asking my mother, why am I taking medication? Why am I going to hospital all the time?
Yes.
So at first she was afraid to tell me. But then I think later on she realized that I'm growing up and I'll still get to know.
Yes.
So she decided to take me somewhere and asked me 2 questions. The first question, she asked me, what do you know about HIV?
Yes.
And that is a question that I always pose to young people whenever I go to the communities to sensitize, because I do a lot of sensitization.
Yes.
I do a lot of, mobilization, empowerment of young people, both, in Kampala and upcountry.
Yes.
And at that age of 11, what would you be knowing about HIV? Definitely what they teach in school in primary is HIV kills.
True.
So what I knew was HIV kills, and whoever has HIV is going to die. And definitely that's what I told her. So she later on asked me, what will you do when you find out that you're HIV positive? At that age, I think maybe I was a bit smart. I tried to connect the dots. Why she's asking me about HIV, why she bringing all these questions after me asking her why I'm taking medication and why she's taking me to hospital. So later on I realized that I'm HIV positive. At that time, what I had in my mind is that I'm going to die.
Yes.
I don't have any future. I lost hope. In fact, I even tried to commit suicide because I didn't see any hope. I didn't see any value in my life. I knew anyway I'm going to do it, to die. So I hated myself, I hated my parents, I hated everything, because I knew anyway I'm going to die. But I thank God I did die.
Yes.
Even when I tried to commit suicide, I thank God I'm still here. Maybe Topoa or Cuptalk wouldn't, have gotten to know about me. So, it took me over 10 years to come out from that kind of situation.
Yes.
Having depression, having suicidal thoughts, knowing that anytime you're going to die. It took me over 10 years. And there are 3 things that I always talk about that helped me in that journey. Number 1, acceptance. Accepting who I am. That's okay. I have HIV, but life has to move on.
Sure.
So I accepted it and I made it to be part of me. And I remember there is a time I was stigmatized and ran away from school. And then where I ran away from, I started asking myself, I started talking to myself. I asked myself, is your HIV status going to change? No, because we don't have a cure for HIV unless God does a miracle, of which personally I've not yet seen the miracle. And then I told myself at that time that I'm a bold person, and bold people don't run away from problems. So I had to go back to campus where I was facing a lot of stigma to prove to those people that even though I am HIV positive, I can still thrive. I can still win. I'm not different from anyone else. So I accepted myself. Number two, of course, when you accept yourself, you automatically love yourself. I loved myself. I love myself.
Present continuous tense.
Yes. I loved myself then, and I'm also still loving myself, and I will continue loving myself because I realized that no one can love you more than you love yourself. And that's what I always tell to young people, that for people to love you, you have to first love yourself. So I loved myself after accepting myself, and I chose to live a healthy, happy, and positive life.
That is
why I'm here today.
That is really inspiring.
Thank you.
Inspiring, Gloria. Thank you for coming and also for sharing to your level of comfort. So you mentioned about an NGO you work in or have partnered or have started. So kindly enlighten us on that.
Yes, so I am the founder of GILO, Young Positives Foundation, which is a youth-led charity organization that empowers, equips, and educates young people, both living and affected with HIV, to improve on their livelihoods and well-being. Our major focus is improving livelihoods through empowerment, education, and equipping these young people with life skills and knowledge so that they can live productive lives. And we do a lot of programs around HIV sensitization, HIV treatments, HIV prevention. We do a lot of work around mental health. We do a lot of work around GBV, a lot of work around SRHR, sexual reproductive health and rights. But we also, as I said earlier, we also use music to sensitize young people out there, because we all know young people love music. So I want to use music as a tool to advocate against all those different injustices that are happening in our societies.
Thank you so much for that. And I love the fact that you guys have been able to merge mental health, received right information that can be able to equip these different youths who are suffering with HIV. And there's an aspect of stigma that is always attached to HIV. What advice would you give to people out there who are facing such challenges?
Personally, I've faced stigma. I have witnessed stigma. I know how bad stigma is. And in fact, actually, it's stigma that is killing people. It's not even the HIV or the AIDS, but it's the stigma. Because when we have two types of stigma. We have the self-stigma and then the external stigma. So most cases, there are some people, just like I told you earlier in my story, when I realized that I'm HIV positive, I hated myself. I hated everything around me. In fact, I even stopped taking medication. I had suicidal thoughts because I knew I'm going to die anyway because I have HIV. So I used to self-stigmatize myself. You get? So there are so many people out there who are still in that self-denial, self-judgment, hating themselves because they are HIV positive. And then for the external stigma, that is a stigma that comes from people. When someone gets to know that you're HIV positive, for example, if you're dating, someone wouldn't love to date you anymore because you're what? You're HIV positive. We still have scenarios where we've seen people who don't want to associate with people living with HIV because they still have those, myths and misconceptions that when you sit with Gloria and they're HIV positive, you're going to get infected. When Gloria touches you, or use the same cup, or sleep in the same bed, you're going to get HIV. So those are the two types of stigma, and we still have a lot of stigma in our society, in our communities. And when you realize right now, stigma is one of the biggest challenges that we are facing in the fight against HIV and AIDS. But my message is always this to the young people, especially those living with HIV. Accept yourself, love yourself, choose to live a positive life. if you come to me at this time and tell me, Gloria, ufananga sirimu yenyini, I wouldn't care, because I mean, I've accepted myself.
Been there.
Whatever you talk about me, that is none of my business.
Sure.
You get. If you like me, if you don't like me, it's none of my what. Because for me, I love myself. I like myself, and in fact, my HIV status is not going to do what? To change.
Yes.
So whatever you say, whatever you do, whatever your reaction is towards me,
Yes.
it's I don't want to make it my problem.
Yes.
But it's your what? It's your problem. But still, I wouldn't encourage people out there to stigmatize people living with HIV, because I mean, how can you tell that I'm HIV positive?
No.
You can't. So there's so many people out there who are living with HIV, and you cannot even tell that they are what? Living with HIV, and we are not different. You know, we have red blood, all of us. Yes. It's just that when it's put in is it a microscope?
Yes.
I have a virus and you don't have, you know. So we are one people. I don't know why people still stigmatize us, because I mean, science has changed. Science has proven a lot of things, that even right now, as I'm speaking, I can't infect anyone with HIV.
Yes.
I can produce babies who are HIV negative. I can get a partner who is HIV negative, and they remain HIV negative. So I don't know why people are still stigmatizing us. Well, you know?
I guess we can refer to the lack of proper information that is being disseminated. So what have been your highlights in regards to your organization? What is that moment that you felt like, yes, we did this? No, actually,
we are still doing.
I did this, and I'm still doing this.
We are still doing. I think our major highlight is how many young people we have managed to inspire, and how many young people we have managed to empower in societies. I can proudly say that we have empowered over 10,000 young people. Yes, over 10 and more. You know, because we do physical and virtual, and you know, when you go on my social media platforms, I have over 1 million views on my TikTok, over 10K followers on Twitter. So I reach out to so many young people out there, and I can say, to me, inspiring them, especially those living with HIV, to embrace themselves, to accept themselves, to me is my biggest achievement. However, as an organization, we have also, tried to inspire as many young people as possible. We have done so many outreaches, and this very month, we have a music concert celebrating the legend Philly Lutaya. I don't know if you know him. Yes, yes, so we are going to be, because he's the one who started this HIV advocacy at that time, where stigma was a lot. People didn't have any knowledge about HIV. Leave alone, people claiming nowadays that they don't have knowledge, because sensitizations have been done. Sensitizations have been done, but I don't know why people are still saying that there is no enough information.
Yes, and it is right there.
Yet, yes, even on your phones, information is everywhere. It's everywhere. But I also feel like maybe people are neglecting, can I call it their responsibility? Because this one is everyone's responsibility. The fight against HIV is everyone's responsibility. That, Rachel, it's your responsibility to go to the hospital and test. It's not the government to go and test for you, but it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility, if you are found HIV positive, to take the medication. And by doing so, you're contributing something to the HIV response. But some people have started taking HIV for granted, especially young people. You see campuses saying, I'd rather get HIV than getting pregnant. I mean,
that's such a mediocre.
I know, it's weird. It's very, I don't even know how I can term it, but one thing I can tell those campuses for that specific a topic that we have been talking about is, it's not easy to live with HIV.
Sure.
It's not easy to live with HIV.
Yeah.
It's not easy to take medication every day. And you know that you're going to be taking this medication for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Whether you're going to live 70 or 80 or 100 years. You're going to be taking that medication. And this medication has side effects. My late dad died of side effects of the medication. So I know what it means when I say that it has side effects and it's not easy. And most of you guys, even you can be seated here, but I always give this example that most people are given just miracle water when they are sick.
and they don't want to
they
take
don't
it.
finish the dose.
Yes.
You can imagine taking medication every day.
Yes.
So it's not easy. And I always encourage young people, if you are still negative, keep it safe.
Yes.
Protect yourselves.
Yes.
And of course, if you're HIV positive, it's never the end of life. You can still live a normal life. You can still, achieve all your dreams, and you can still be there without even infecting anyone. So we are having the Philly Lutaya music concert that is happening on 12th November, this very, very month. I think it's next week on Sunday. And we are inviting everyone. Topowa is one of our partners, and I'm glad that we have them on board. We are going to be doing a lot of sensitization about HIV testing. We're going to distribute condoms. We're going to distribute self-testing kits. We're going to do cancer screening, GBV screening, STIs. We're going to have a lot of services. We're going to have musicians on board. We're going to have Zexville Lanji. We're going to have so many young people. So many activities are going to be there. So I encourage everyone to be part of us.
You've not mentioned the location though.
Oh yeah, we are going to be in Kamwacha at Kamwacha Treasure Life Center.
Okay.
If you reach in Kamwacha and ask for Kamwacha Treasure Life Center or TLC, you can't get lost.
TLC.
Yes.
So everyone, 12th November, kindly be there and support the great cause. So you mentioned something in regards to a band that you actually created and how you're using that to impact the lives of young people out there. Kindly enlighten us.
In fact, on that day, our band is going to perform. So
yes.
all those who have questions about the band, they should come.
Yes, and they should ask them personally.
They should come. But we're also doing a lot of, charities in our communities. And still this very month, we're having a charity tour. And of course, Topoa is also on board. And some tourism company called Bliss Pulse. So we're going to have a tour from Kampala all the way to Kasanda. Yes, and we are going to reach out to young people who are living with HIV. We are going to do a lot of donations. We are going to empower young people and a lot of activities. So I'll still encourage everyone to join us.
Okay. Yes. So as we conclude the show, kindly give the viewers out there at least some encouraging words, tidbits, just enable them to make better, healthy life choices.
Yes, my last words, especially to young people. Young people have taken, I don't know, can I say they've taken their lives for granted?
Yes.
You find someone, I've found so many boys or men, I don't know how to call them. After me disclosing my status, be like, wow, you're lying. You get so so they be testing with their eyes. And there's so many people out there who are living with HIV, and you cannot tell unless you go and test them. So I encourage young people out there to stop taking HIV as something that is, imagine that kind of statement. I would rather
get pregnant.
I would rather
get HIV than get pregnant.
Pregnancy is for 9 months. HIV is for the rest of your life.
Sure.
Hello. So I encourage young people out there to keep it safe. Protect yourselves, please. And if you don't know your status, go and test for HIV. This is your life at the end of the day. This is your responsibility at the end of the day. So if you mess around, at the end of the day, it's you who's going to lose out. So young people, please go and test for HIV. And if you're HIV negative, keep it safe. If you are HIV positive, please and please don't lose hope. It's never the end of life. HIV does not define anyone. You can still live, you can still study. I have my law degree. I'm doing my postgraduate. Soon I'm going for my master's. I'm soon also getting married. So you can still achieve your dreams. You can still be anything you want to be. HIV cannot limit you to be what you want to be. And to the general public, stop stigmatizing people living with HIV. Let's spread love, not hate. We're not different from anyone. We are all one people. We're all God's people. So let's spread love not hate.
Thank you so much, Gloria, for sharing, and we're really grateful to have you on the show.
Pleasure's mine.
So, back to our viewers, thank you for being there for us, watching each and every episode, and as well, thank you to our sponsors, Top Our Youth Mentoring Uganda, for holding our hand through it all and enabling the show to go on. On our final remarks, we encourage all of you to be there on 12th November at TLC Kamocha for the concert, to be able to change the lives of the people around us. Thank you so much for being with us. I remain Adia Rachel. Goodbye.
Bye.